We The music was too loud and I wanted to hear myself talk. I'm sorry. Okay, everybody. We're a little late starting off. I'm so sorry about that. However, guess what? My socks match today, so we can stretch. That means everybody can have a nice, relaxed class where they can focus on my feet because I know they wanted to. Now that they match and they look fine, pretty white socks. But with that being said, today is kind of like that yoga-focused day where we're focusing more on that stretch. That doesn't mean that we're letting go of any of that muscle activation. We're still learning to use that as we transition into other movements, but today will mainly be a stretch base, so focusing on that breathing, focusing on engaging that core, engaging all of the muscle groups that we're indicating at the time, and I'll go over it with you guys as we're doing the movements as well. That being said, we will have a movement that has blocks in it, but you don't necessarily need blocks. We will be on our knees quite a bit throughout the class as well, so everybody at home, if you have a pillow, go ahead and grab that. If you're here and you find that your knees get sore if we're on them for too long, go ahead and grab one of those pads as well. I'll try to remind you to utilize them as we're getting those movements, but sometimes I forget, and I'm so sorry. Other than that, I guess I'm done talking now. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Knees wide on that mat. Going straight into a child's pose. Walking our hands down, keeping our arms heavy. Taking this time to bring awareness to your breathing. You are so wonderful. Everybody at home, if you have a watch, Lorraine has reminded us to turn it on. If you want to add a little bit more mobility through this stretch, go ahead and rock your hips side to side. Wake them up a little bit more. Bring awareness to all four corners of your body here. You might try wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, feeling your forearms pressed into the mat. You slowly work your way, getting your chest further down to the floor. Bring awareness to your breathing. You might try box breathing here. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold, and repeat. Letting go of any tension or stress that's been built up throughout the day. Taking one more deep breath in. And on that exhale, we're going to go ahead and rise up, bring ourselves into that kneeling position. Option to sit cross-seated here as well. Either or works. We're lifting our hands directly over our head, finding length through our fingertips. Feel free to make those little finger guns too, if that helps you. Taking a little side bend to the left. Hold here for one deep breath in. Looking for length on that inhale. Deepening that stretch on that exhale. Go ahead and fall over to the right side if you haven't already. Deep breath in. Using your breath. Allowing your body to relax. Finding depth in your stretch. One more deep breath in, finding length through center. As you exhale, we're bringing our fingertips to our temples. Careful not to reach behind your head. You don't want to crouch your shoulders too far down. You're going to take a deep breath in, slowly leaning forward, engaging that core, squeeze. Exhale, half lift. Inhale, lowering all the way back down, crunching your elbows together. Inhale, full lift all the way up. Repeating that flow for 3 more times. Go ahead and inhale, crunching your elbows down. Half lift, squeezing your core, helping you lift up. Lowering all the way back down. Another deep breath in, we're coming full rise. back to center. Squeeze your core, lowering down one more time. Half lift, squeeze that core. Exhale, lower. Inhale, finally lifting all the way back up, really expanding through your arms here, lifting your chest to the ceiling. Deep breath in. Exhale, lowering all the way down, finding a tabletop position, shoulders stacked over the heels of your palms, pushing, hips stacked over your knees, trying to keep a straight back. On your next deep breath in, we're lifting our chest all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, squeezing that core, arching your spine all the way down. Should feel like someone's taken a string, attached it to your belly button, and pulling you up. Deep breath in, arching that back, lifting your chest to the ceiling. Exhale, squeezing your core, arching your spine up. Go ahead and do this with your own breath at a pace that's comfortable for you. Waking up your spine, waking up your core. Opening up your heart. Go ahead and take one more deep breath in. On your next exhale, we're coming back up to center, straightening out your back, curling your toes underneath of you, pushing through the heels of your palm, lifting up, finding a downward dog. Go ahead and pedal at your feet, wake up the backs of your legs before we transition into that next flow. Pushing through your back, working your way, getting your ribs stacked into the tops of your thighs. On your next deep breath, we're going to hover back into tabletop position, not letting your knees touch, pushing through your shoulders. One deep breath in. Exhale, we're pushing back up, downward dog. Making this a bit of a flow at a faster pace. Go ahead and lower back down, squeezing your core, finding that hovering tabletop position. Exhale, lifting all the way back up, downward dog. Deep breath in, hovering tabletop position. Hold, squeezing that core, lifting all the way back up, downward dog. Lowering one last time, we're going to hold here. Taking those deep breaths. Feeling a little bit of energy and heat generated in those thighs, pushing through your shoulders. One more deep breath in, lifting all the way back up, finding that downward dog. Walking your feet to your hands, slowly coming into that forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees, wake up your hips. Deep breaths, letting your spine lengthen. And on your next inhale, we're rolling our spine all the way up to standing, reaching through your fingertips, finding length. Feel free to take those little side bends. Exhale, diving forward, rolling your spine. Inhale, half lift, hinging at the hips, slowly working towards halfway up your shins, straight back. Exhale, fully lower down, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, rolling our spine all the way up, reaching through your fingertips, finding that length. One deep breath in. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, half lift, hinging at those hips, squeezing your glutes back straight. Exhale, forward fold. Feel free to pedal out your knees here before we step into our next flow. Finding length through that spine. For one more deep breath in. On your next exhale, lifting up your left arm, reaching through those fingertips, bending that right knee, holding yourself up through your right hand. Really reaching here. Deep breath in, length. Exhale, lowering down, lifting up through your right hand, bending your left knee, expanding through that chest, opening up through your upper spine. Exhale, lower, lifting your left hand one more time, trying to get a little bit more length here, a little bit more mobility and stretch. Exhale, lower. Bending that left knee, lifting up through your right hand, finding length through that fingertip. Holding here for one deep breath in. Exhale, lowering down, stepping back with both feet, finding your high plank. Keeping your elbows tucked closely into your sides. Feel free to lower your shins down to the mat. Pushing through the heels of your palms. Alternate lifting one leg. Taking those deep breaths. Squeezing through your glutes, lifting through your core. Slight bend in those elbows, trying to keep the pressure off of your wrist joints. For one more. Exhale, lowering all the way down to the mat. Deep breath in, pushing through your fingertips, rising up, finding a baby cobra. Finding a stretch through your spine. Bring awareness to your breath. One more deep breath in. Lowering down, bringing your left foot up to reach your glute, reaching back with your left hand. If you can't grab your foot, that's okay, just reach. If you can, grabbing onto that foot and slowly trying to bring it closer to your glute, finding a stretch through your left quad. Taking a deep breath. Go ahead and let go of your foot, reaching back with your right hand, lifting your right leg. Slowly working towards bringing your heel closer to your glute. If you can't grab your foot, that's okay, just reach. Deep breath in. Exhale, dropping that foot down, bringing your hands directly under your shoulders, pushing up all the way into that downward dog position. Pushing through the heels of our palms, slowly working towards getting both heels on the ground. After one deep breath, go ahead and lift up your right leg, pointing those toes to the ceiling. Trying to keep your hips parallel to the floor. If you'd like to increase the intensity here, go ahead and bend that knee and tilt your hips to the right. Shoulders parallel to the floor, squeezing your core, pushing through the heels of your palms. Holding here for another deep breath. On your next exhale, you're bringing your knee to your left elbow, crunching in, squeezing that core, and kicking it back up. One deep breath in, knee to right elbow, and kicking it back up. One more deep breath in, knee to middle of chest, and kicking it back up. I'm going to do the same thing, remembering to breathe, squeezing your core, knee to left elbow, kick up, knee to right elbow, kick up. This time we're going to bring our knee to the middle of our chest, but we're going to place our foot between both of our hands, lowering that back knee all the way down, finding our low lunge. Reaching up with our arms, finding length through our fingertips. Feel free to do the little finger guns here if that helps you. Slowly trying to increase the depth of our hips, keeping them squared to the wall in front of us. Deep breaths in. Trying to keep that knee stacked over your ankle. On your next exhale, we're reaching forward with those hands, pulling them back, bending our elbows, squeezing our scapula. Deep breath, reaching forward. Exhale, pulling back. Deep breath, reach. Exhale, pull back. Reach, remembering to squeeze like there's a pencil between our shoulder blades. Using that breath, letting it work for you, not against you. And one more time, reaching forward. This time lifting up, bringing our hands to prayer. Feel free to stay here, but if you'd like to add more of a thoracic rotation, twisting, bringing our elbow to our knee. If this is difficult for you, feel free to place one hand on the ground, reaching that other hand up, still getting that thoracic rotation, just a little bit more assistance in that balance. Taking those deep breaths. And on that next exhale, we're lifting up, bringing both hands down to the mat, curling our left toes underneath, stepping back with your right foot, slowly lowering down, finding that next vinyasa of today's class, pushing through your fingertips, lifting up to a baby cobra. Option to look over each shoulder if you're trying to increase that depth. Exhale, lifting up, finding that tabletop position. Again, shoulders stacked over the heels of your palms, hips stacked over your knees. Taking a deep breath in, we're going to alternate our bird dogs here, lifting up, opposite arm, opposite leg. No need to crunch in the middle unless you want to increase that intensity. Lifting up, opposite arm, opposite leg, alternating. Still keeping our core tight. Length through your fingertips and your toes. Should be a straight line connecting the tops of your fingers, your head, your hips, and your foot. Working on that stability, emphasizing the quality of the movement. For 2 more. Last one, lowering all the way down. We're going to pivot on that right knee, coming over, opening up to the wall beside you. Lifting up. As we get here, we're just going to reach over our head, lowering down, reaching back up, keeping our core engaged. That's what's going to be lifting us. Length through those fingertips. Squeezing through our glutes. If your knee starts to hurt, feel free to use that pad. 2 more. Last one, we're reaching all the way over, but we're holding here, and we're just gonna move our arm, still keeping that core engaged. Remembering to breathe as we move. For 2 more. Last one, reaching that left arm over our head, lowering down to the mat with that right arm. If you need more height support, grabbing a block and leaning on that as well can help. From here, we're doing those little side crunches. If you remember those, you know you loved them. Bringing your elbow to your knee and kicking back. Elbow to knee, kicking back, squeezing our core the whole time. Still looking for length, engaging your glutes. This is a whole body movement. For 2 more. Last one, still keeping that leg lifted. Everybody's favorite word, little baby pulses for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lowering that leg all the way down to the ground. Go ahead and place both arms down, but we're going to lower onto our side. Go ahead and wrap your right arm around you like you're giving yourself a hug because you're so proud that you came to class today. Placing our left hand on the ground. I'm going to do half of a push-up, so we're coming all the way up, pushing through the heel of your left palm and lowering back down. Deep breath in, pushing up and lowering back down. Making your breath work for you. You should be feeling this in your tricep, just the little muscle in the back of your arm. Slow and in control. Arms should be shaking a little bit. That's okay. Welcoming the heat and the energy that you are generating. Giving yourself a big hug. For 1 more. Pushing all the way up. We're going to do little pulses here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lowering all the way back down. Since I was so tiring, go ahead and roll to your back. Bring your knees up. Your arms to either side of your body. Letting your knees fall to the right. Letting a deep stretch through your arm and your shoulders as you reach. Holding here for about 10 more seconds. Taking 1 more deep breath in. Making this a bit more of a flow, lifting your arm, meeting both palms together, closing that gate, and reopening it, arm to the other side of your body. Deep breath, closing that gate, and open. Close, and open. Close. And 1 more time, closing that gate. Rolling up onto our side, finding that tabletop position again. Little bit of a shift there. Taking a deep breath. Curling our toes underneath of us, shoulders stacked over wrists, pushing through the heel of our palm, rising all the way up. Finding that downward dog. Pedaling out those feet. Waking up the backs of our legs. Taking 1 more deep breath in. Lifting up our left leg, toes to the sky. Option to stay here, or if you'd like to increase the intensity, bending that knee, tilting your hips to the left. Still keeping your shoulders parallel to the ground beneath of you. Still keeping our core engaged. 1 more deep breath in. And on that exhale, we're bringing knee to our right elbow and then pushing our knee back up again. Deep breath, knee, left elbow, and kicking back up again. Knee to center, and pushing through our palms, kicking back up. Core engaged the whole time, knee to right elbow, kicking back up. Knee to left elbow, kicking back up. Last one, knee to center, but we're stepping between both of those hands, lowering our right knee all the way down to the ground, finding that low lunge. Hands reaching up to the sky, looking for that length, trying to keep that knee stacked over your ankle. Taking those deep breaths. On your next inhale, we're leaning forward, reaching through our fingertips. Exhale, pulling our elbows back, squeezing our scapula together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Pushing through that left glute. Reach. Pull. For two more, reach, pull. Last one, reaching and bringing our hands down to prayer. Feel free to stay here or add that modification, hand on ground twist. You can also bring elbow to knee, full twist. Deep breaths in. Slowly looking towards increasing that mobility and that depth. Deep breath in, we're rising all the way back up, hands to ground, stepping back, finding that high plank. Elbows close to the sides of your body, slowly lowering down, pushing through those fingertips, baby cobra. Option to increase that mobility if you're looking over each shoulder. One last deep breath in. Exhale, we're pushing all the way back up. Tabletop position, shoulders stacked over wrists, hips stacked over knees. Engaging through the core. Alternate reaching opposite arm, opposite leg, back into those bird dogs. Feel free to add a crunch at the very end if you'd like to engage your core a little bit more. If not, just focusing straight line, tips of your fingers, top of your head, hips to your toes. Squeezing your core the whole time, engaging each glute. For one more. Last one, lifting, lowering all the way down. We're pivoting on that left knee, opening up one more time. Reaching that hand over our head, squeezing our core, and lifting ourselves back up. Feel free to grab that knee pad here if this is making your knee sore. Trying to keep that core engaged the whole time. For 2 more. Last one, reaching overhead, holding here, just moving that arm now. Two more. Reaching overhead, placing that palm on the mat or on your block. Right into those crunches here, elbow to knee. Kicking back out again. Elbow to knee. Kicking back out. Elbow to knee. Length through those fingertips and those toes. And last one, staying fully extended for little baby pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go ahead and lower all the way down, wrapping that left arm around you in that hug, pushing through your right hand. And as you push, you're lifting yourself all the way up off the ground, engaging that tricep or the back of your arm, and lowering. Exhale, push. Inhale, lower. Make your breath work for you. And one more. We're staying rised, but we're doing little baby pulses for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lowering all the way back down, all the way onto your back. Reaching your arms to either side of your body. Bringing your knees up and lowering them to the left. Holding here for 1 deep breath. Feeling a stretch through your right shoulder. When you're ready on that next inhale, we're going to start our flow. Bring your right arm up and over, meeting your left palm, closing that gate, and then bringing it back out again. Right arm up and over, meeting left palm, and opening the gate. For 2 more. Last one. We're going to slowly migrate back up, coming down to that seated position. Keeping our hands on our hamstrings, feet directly in front of you. We're just slowly lowering down, keeping that core engaged. Rising back up. Embracing that chest, bringing it up, slowly lowering down, and rising back up. Keeping that core engaged, remembering to breathe. And one more. We're going to incorporate a little bit of hand movement in here. We're going to reach our hands in front of us, lowering down, and reaching back up, circling down, and circling back up. Looking for length through those fingertips, keeping that core engaged. For one more. Straightening out that left knee, keeping that right knee bent, hands still in front of you. Opening up to that bent knee, closing the gate, opening up away from that knee, closing the gate. Trying to work towards increasing that mobility, keeping that core engaged. Chest lifted, pelvic floor up and in. And one more as we open up to that knee. We're going to lower that right hand down, bring our left arm over, finding a nice twist. Remembering to breathe. Every exhale, slowly trying to expand a little bit more through your chest. One more deep breath in. On your next exhale, we're coming back up to center, lowering your right knee, lifting your left. Doing the same thing for the other side now, opening up. You might find that one side has more mobility than the other. That's okay. Just remembering to stay lifted through your chest, engaging through your core, using that breath. So looking for length. For one more. As you open that gate to that knee, bringing your left palm behind you, twisting through your spine. Finding a nice stretch here. One more deep breath in. On your next exhale, we're coming back up to center, bringing that knee back up, slowly lowering down onto our back, lifting our feet off the ground, finding that reverse tabletop. Option to keep your arms extended over your head, alternating lowering each leg, straightening it out. Using your breath, trying to make sure there's no space between your lower back and the floor. For two more. We're going to bring our fingertips to our temples and bicycle it out. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Squeezing that core. One more deep breath in. Lowering those feet all the way down to the ground, bringing our arms to either side of our body. Just letting our knees flip, alternating left and right. One more deep breath in, bring our knees back up to center, pushing through our heels, tilting that pelvic floor up and in, squeezing your core, using your glutes to lift you up. We're gonna come all the way into a glute bridge, holding here with your core. If you can, interlacing both hands behind your back, lifting up and onto your shoulders. If not, that's okay. Just stay in that regular glute bridge. Lifting through your hip bones, squeezing those glutes. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lowering all the way down. Go ahead and lift that right leg up and over your left. Option, grab on to the back of your left hamstring or your shin, gently pulling that leg closer to you. Feel free to rock side to side if that feels comfortable. When you're ready, bringing both hands to either side of your body, gently letting your hips fall to the left. Still trying to keep both shoulders planted on the floor. Deep breath, coming all the way up, back to center, unhooking your right leg from your left, lifting your left leg, hooking it over your right, the outside of your ankles, pushing into the top of your right thigh, grabbing onto that hamstring or that shin. Option to rock side to side if that feels comfortable to you. When you're ready, bringing both hands to either side of your body, gently letting your hips fall to the right. Trying to keep both shoulders on the mat or on the floor. Taking one more deep breath in. And on that exhale, we're coming all the way back up to center, unhooking that left leg from your right. Bring the soles of your feet together, gently letting your knees fall to either side of your body. One hand over your heart, one hand over your stomach. We're going to meet here for our last few breaths of class today. Using this time to exhale any negativity or tension built up throughout the day. Setting your intentions for the rest of today. Bring awareness to all four corners of your body. You might try wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, closing your eyes, feeling the back of your head pressed into the mat. the rise and fall of your chest as you slowly allow yourself to sink further and further into the floor. Might try box breathing here. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold, and repeat. Gently allowing yourself to fully relax. Taking a full body scan, looking for that tension, starting with your temples, moving to your jaw. Is there any stress or tension in your shoulders, in your hips, your legs? Gently breathing that out. That brings us to the end of today's class. Feel free to stay and stretch. Congrats on making it through another week of Yoga Pilates Fusion. Again, love to hear what anybody feels sore on, what anybody would like to work on, and then we can incorporate it again next week. With that, look forward to seeing you all again on Tuesday.